I'm tired of this bike. I don't even want to look at this bike. I want it out of my room. Okay, I'm kidding. I don't really want it out of my room. It's actually the best thing I own. But I'm done working on this bike. I'm done taking it apart. I'm done tweaking things. I'm just done. I'm done working on it. At this point, as soon as I can, I'm probably just going to drop like $1,500 on brand new parts for this bike. And then I'll make a video about it for your guys' entertainment. Now, what has led me to this insane conclusion? So at this point, I've built a couple of these bikes. And every single bike that I built has worked great, except for this one. The reason this one hasn't worked great for me is because of the motors which I've had on this thing. More specifically, these two. So this is a motor which was supposed to go on somebody else's bike, right? It had a different axle length than the ones I was used to, so I ended up tearing up the motor cable. And because I tore up the motor cable, I wanted to fix it, right? So I took the motor apart because there was some internal damage. Some of the wires were disconnected on the inside, and I didn't know how to fix it, right? So I left it out open for like 6 months. And that was not a very good idea because what ended up happening is some of the copper wires on the inside started to oxidize, and also the waterproof seal on the motor had been broken. So water was getting into the motor once I eventually did end up fixing this motor, right? I also have this motor right here. This motor itself works great, but I don't have the right torque arms for this motor. So as you can see, these ones, which are pretty makeshift, will probably get shredded up within the next couple of months. As you can see, this thing is going up here and it might just break through these torque arms, right? Also, the rim is bent on here. And at this point, I just kind of want new shit for this bike. I don't want to deal with these motors. I don't want to deal with them breaking and me having no bike at all. So I'm honestly just down to buy a new motor for like $500. What motor am I going to buy for this bike, you might ask? I'm going to buy another one of these, another QS205. Believe me, you can run a lot of power for QS205s. People say that it's a big issue. It's really not. My friend has a QS205 on his bike. He runs even more power than me, and that motor gives him absolutely no issues. The only reason this motor has ever been giving me issues is because it is used. I opened it up. It's been exposed to the elements. It's a dirty, used motor, and I'm done dealing with this thing. So I'm going to get a new motor. I also might get a new frame. There's nothing really wrong with this frame, right? I just kind of want a skeletonized frame. They have these skeletonized Enduro e-bike frames, which they sell on Amazon for like $1,600. And I think I want to get one for this bike. It's going to shave off like 10, 15 pounds from this bike. And in my opinion, I think they look a little bit cooler. I also might get some new forks. There's nothing really wrong with these forks, right? They work great. They fork. They do what forks are meant to do. But I also want some D&M Volcanoes. I also might swap out the brakes. I want to get some Shimano's. That's what my brother has on his Suron, and they work absolutely perfect. So what I'm getting at in this video is I want to redo this bike. I have money and I want to spend it on this bike, and I want to make this thing absolutely gorgeous so that I don't have to do any more work on this bike. You might have noticed over here that I have a new e-bike. Now don't get too excited, all right? Let's not get the blood pressure pumping here, because this isn't an extreme e-bike like this one. This is just a normal commuter e-bike. Now you might be asking yourself, if you have this e-bike, then why would you buy a normal ass e-bike? Well, I didn't buy it. A company actually sent it to me, which is funny. You know, now that I think about it, it just kind of set in. When I was 14, the reason I started making electric vehicle videos on this channel was because I was really into electric vehicles. And I realized that the hobby was really freaking expensive. And if I could make videos and have people just send shit to me to make videos about it for them, you know, so that they can get exposure, then I can get as many free e-bikes as I want. That is the genius mind of 14-year-old me. And guess what? Free e-bike. It's not free. I got to make some videos about it. And my videos, the 2 videos I'm going to make about this bike are valued at $1,200, which is the price of this e-bike. Let me show you in this thing. It's actually a pretty nice little e-bike. You can see the box came really not very dinged up at all, which is surprising because other packages which I've received, you know, from China have came pretty effed up. But I mean, just looking at the seat on this thing is actually pretty quality. I mean, here's the little rack on the back. I mean, this thing is like solid steel, and the box isn't very heavy either. So I'm actually genuinely pretty excited to unbox this thing. Of course, I'm going to do that soon on video. As excited as I am, you know, to check out the bike, taking it for a little spin. I gotta wait because I'm a professional and I gotta be a professional and I gotta make a video on it. Anyways, yeah, just a little update on me and the Enduro e-bike, this channel. I'll be making more videos on this, ride videos, as soon as I can. Hell, somebody asked me to make a review on my drone, which is sitting right over there. I'm gonna be doing that too. Anyways, you guys have a great day. If you haven't already, make sure to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave a nice comment down below, leave a like on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.